Today, we're going to go over how you can design, build, and sell websites to businesses. Now, I'm going to show you how you can design it, whip it up using AI, and show it to potential clients. However, I'm also going to show you how you can get the leads because AI can't do that for you. AI can't sell for you, but I'm going to show you how you can do it. Now, a lot of people actually want to start making and selling websites, but not that many do. And the reason is when you start, it can be super overwhelming. Like, what website builder do I use? What design should I make? Is my design good? Do people want to buy my stuff, etc.? But there's only one thing that matters, and it's can you get people to send you money in exchange for a service, which is web design. Now, that's the number one thing you should do, and I'm going to show you how I did it. So as a beginner, as a freelancer, etc., who doesn't have a ton of proven outreach methods, the best thing you can do to start is use Instagram DMs. Now, I'm going to show you right here how I got a potential client to say yes to a website on a first message. What you should do is one, choose a niche. So choose a specific type of or group of person that you're going to continuously reach out to. That way you learn their pain points, they're going to respond to more messages, and you can build out templates that you can then sell to multiple of the same niche. In this case, I chose a mortgage broker and I sent him a cold message on Instagram. I said, "Hey Jake, hope this is a good spot to reach out, haha," just because I'm trying to stand out from all the other hundreds of messages that he gets as a small business owner. And I said, "I'm a software engineering student in my final term. I'm building out my portfolio, ended up randomly making you a mortgage website. Cool if I send it over here." So I made it super easy for him to just say yes. I made it an open question. He can just say yes or no. It's, do you want to see it? And right here, you can see that he answered 100%. So now I have a potential client, at least someone's willing to see it and likely pay for it if it looks good for a website, and I haven't even made it yet. Sweet. So now we have demand, which is the number one thing we want, and we are now up to building the website with AI. To do so, I'm going to use a tool called Reloom that you can check out on their website, but it's essentially an AI website builder that you can use to either design websites or just build out the wireframes. Now, I am on Reloom Pro, but you can do this completely for free. It's just a bit more limited, and you can only have one project at a time. But you guys can try it out completely for free. Just sign up with Google. So how it works is you essentially input a prompt right here, and it's going to build out the sitemap, wireframe, and the entire website for you. You can either input the prompt yourself in here, but what I prefer to do is go over to ChatGPT and ask it for a prompt because it's just a bit more detailed and you can ask it for exactly what you want. So I wrote, "I'm making a website for a mortgage broker based in San Diego, California. He has 3 years of experience, closed over 50 million mortgages. I'm using Reloom, an AI wireframe tool. I need you to make a prompt that I can input, and we'll create a 5-page website with all the important tabs and a calendar to book." Then it made the entire prompt that I can put into Reloom, and it's a lot more detailed than Reloom would have came up with itself. So you then come over to this little edit tab right here and paste in the prompt as such. You can also choose the number of pages and the language that you want. So as you can see here, it generated the sitemap, which is really, really cool because as a designer, just this would have taken a while to come up with and to generate all the ideas. Which is really cool too, is you can actually look at this and be like, I'm not too sure about these stats, and just modify them in here, reload the site, and it'll change it for you. Now, to give you guys an example, here it has generated 5 wireframes. This would have cost thousands of dollars for designers to make these all for you. So it's absurd that you can do this in like 2 minutes. So just look through here and find whichever one you like best, and you can mix and match them. And I'll show you guys how to do that in Figma in a second. What's also cool is you can modify them. So let's say right here, you have 70 million in mortgages closed, and you look at the description, and as you can see before, there were 50 million, and I changed them to 70 million. So as an example, if I talk with a client and he says, "Actually, I closed 100 million in mortgages with my team," I could say, "Change these stats for 100 million closed," generate the copy, and we now have 100 million closed. And it's a lot easier to do this in here in the AI to do it than to do it straight in Figma. Now, once you've chosen the wireframe you want, you can head over to the style guide where it'll actually style it up for you. So you can choose the colors, you can change the typography and the UI styling that you have, and you can see your final design right here. Now, as you can see, I find it absolutely absurd that AI can do this when it would have taken designers thousands of dollars and hours to make this before. So you can scroll through here and change anything you want, but I think this looks pretty damn good for a website we made in 2 minutes. Also note that's really cool is in the style guide, if you're not really a designer and if you don't want to change all the colors yourself, which you can literally just go through and change, well, you can click on this little button up here and choose Surprise Me. In doing so, Reloom will automatically change it all up and randomize it for you. So let's click it again and see what it comes up with. And look at that. It completely changes the typography and colors. Now in your design, it has changed it all up for us. So now that we have our design, we have to import it into Figma, which is a design tool, and then into Framer, where we can host and show the client the website. So here in Figma, you can either access it online or download the application like I am in now, open a new file, and we are going to use the Reloom plugin. So to do so, we can click on Control K to pull up the Plugins and Widgets tab. And then I already have Reloom installed, or you can click on Install. Once you click on Reloom, it is going to pop up and click on Open the Reloom Figma Kit. And the reason we have to do this is because Reloom has to copy our design into their own file. It can't actually download it into Figma into ours. So it's going to pop up here and you can click Open the Reloom Figma Kit. Now I have already pulled it up right here and it looks like this. Then once you're in the Reloom Figma Kit, we are going to reopen the Reloom plugin, pull it up, and you are going to see your recent sites right here. So I have my mortgage broker template, which we just made, and you can choose if you just want to import the wireframe, the sitemap, the design, or the style guide. Now, I think this is really cool because if you want the design how you already made it, you can just pull in the design. But if you're a designer and you just wanted the wireframe and you want to custom design it yourself, you can just pull in the wireframe. Now, in this case, I'm going to choose the design and import everything, continue, and choose the style guide that I already created. And no, I'm not using Figma sites. I'm going to use it inside Framer, and we are going to let it load.
10 hours later.
Alrighty, so that took about 5 minutes to import in, and here we have it. So as you can see, I switched up the colors a bit from last time to something I liked a bit more, and we can see the designs we made and the wireframes we made as well. So here you have the desktop and the mobile version, which is great. And what I like to do is then grab it all like this, Control C, and then bring it into our other file so we can all have it nice and separated. Now, I'm going to have more videos on Figma coming out, so if you guys are interested in design, follow for that. But you can switch up the page color behind if you want something that works a lot better. I'm going to keep it black for now. And essentially, here we have it. Now, the next step is sorry, I'm skipping ahead. I was going to say the next step is to import into Framer, but what's even better is you can look at it and essentially change anything you want. So you can change the typography, you can change the text, you can change really anything you want. You can drag sections around like this. So if you want real stories to be under experience, bazinga, just make sure that you do it both on the mobile version and on the experience version. Is that what it is? No, I dragged it over here. See, I'm already messing up. So Control Z that. Bring it right there. Now let's import this design into Framer, which is a web builder tool where we can actually host it, modify it, and make it interactive. So to do so, I'm going to use a plugin called the Framer plugin. So again, we can click on Control K over in this tab, and I already have it here, but you can search it up in plugins and widgets and search Figma to HTML with Framer. Essentially, this translates this design, which is just a bunch of images, into HTML, which is what the web is made out of. So I'm going to click on this, and it's going to say select a layer to copy. So you select the layer you want right here. So you can do this for the desktop and then again for the mobile version. Choose the plugin, and it's going to load all the layers and essentially copy all that into HTML, which we are then going to copy directly into Framer. So here we are in Framer, which is a really, really cool website builder, especially for designers. So you can check it out and sign up. Essentially go to your dashboard and then create a new project. So here I am. I just created a new project. I'm going to exit because I don't want any templates. And since I actually imported all the designs in 1440, I'm going to make this this site 1440 as such. And I'm going to make it longer so that we can hold all the pages that we just copied. I'm going to do so as such. And I'm then going to copy in using Control V the website that we just made in Reloom and in Figma. So as you can see, it now copied in to Framer, and I'm going to make this longer so it can hold everything in as such. And here we have it. This is now in a website builder. So if we click right here, we can see it and you can check it out, which is absolutely absurd that we made this in like 5 minutes. Now what we can do to make this interactive is head over to settings, go over to domains right here, and there's going to be a little button called publish, which I just did. And you'll be able to publish this to a test domain where you can actually send it to the client and they can see it live. So that's how you make it interactive. And of course, once the client pays for it, he'll also pay for a domain and you can connect his domain right here. What's really cool about Framer is you can make it interactive. So you can go through here, make animations everywhere, and do the super basic stuff like adding links. So if I want to add a link to the loan programs page, I would come right here and add the different page that we made in Reader. So that's essentially how you can import it, show it to the client, we'll essentially make it with AI, then toss it into Figma, toss it in a Framer, and show it to the client. What I would now do if I wanted to send this website to the client, which I would probably take a bit more time to design and personalize, so it would take more than 5 minutes, it might take 30 to send them a website that actually looks cool. But then I would send them a Loom, just essentially breaking down the website, showing them what it looks like, and pitching a call to them. I would send a Calendly link, and then we would just talk, show him the website, see what he wants, and then pitch him from there. So that was today's video. I hope it helped, and comment any questions that you guys have.